What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is gonna be your review of Love and Hip Hop Miami Part 2 reunion. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It was real anticlimactic. This episode, Part 1 was definitely better than Part 2. But so we start off, excuse me, where we left off last week with Trick and Trina going at it, and it got real nasty between the two of them. It really went below the belt. But what I really felt like was that was years and years and years and years and years and years and years of shit that was pent up between the two of them. I think that Trina for a long time has felt beholden, is that the word I'm looking for, to Trick, because he did set off her career. But at a certain point, when do you no longer owe somebody something? And I think that's sort of what we heard in some of the things she said. She's like, I've been carrying you for 10 years. Which, let's be real. And as somebody outside of Miami, because inside of Miami, that's a whole nother situation. But somebody that's outside of Miami that just likes to listen to, music. I grew up on Slip and Slide. I grew up, you know what I mean? Yes, Trick definitely set a bar. Trick definitely is an OG that deserves to be respected in that manner. However, when you look at whose career between the two of them was more global, it was definitely Trina's. And you could, for whatever reason, you could talk about all the different reasons why you might feel that way. But Trina's saying, look, I've been carrying you. And like I said, it got real nasty between the two of them. But I also feel like Trick and Trina are like brother and sister. They'll fight, they'll argue, they'll go below the belt, they'll call each other everything but a child of God. But you better not get the fuck in it. Probably the only person that could get in the middle of an argument with Trick and Trina might be Joy. Only because she has a relationship with both of them and they respect her. Well, you know what I'm saying about the respect piece of it. But that's how I took that. Like, I took that as they fight, they argue. That ain't the first. You think that's the first time they done went at it with each other? Hell, the way they got in each other's face, they might have like straight up went to blows before over it. I don't know. But anyway. So they both went off the stage and everything. So then we get to Prince. Y'all, I'm so over Prince ass. I just can't take him seriously. Maybe y'all can. There is nothing about Prince I can take seriously. I liked his suit in an Easter Sunday kind of way. But explain to me why he had on a turtleneck. Everybody else had on like sundresses and, why he got on a turtleneck? Even the set is tropical. Like, I don't know if they were filming in New York or not, because I know a lot of the reunions are in New York. I don't know if they were filming in New York or Atlanta. No, Atlanta, New York. Wherever they filmed the reunions. Neither here nor there. They might not have been in Miami, but nobody else on that stage looked like they had just stepped out of winter. Except for him. And what was the hair doing? Anyway, so they talked to him about his career and what made him want to get in the studio. And, he explained how that happened. And then they said, well, you want to get up and do a little something? And he told my son, well, nah, I don't have my audio tunes here. And I don't have this and I don't have that. See, then you are not the artist that you are trying to be, because... And Baby Boy told him that. Baby Boy was like, yo, my dad would have killed us. You have the opportunity to perform on this type of a stage, and you talking about some no, because you don't have this and you don't have that. But the minute he said, I don't have my audio tunes, that should have let everybody in the room know, yeah, all right there. I don't have my audio tunes. Then we get to talking about the situation between him and Chaotic. And Chaotic told him, Chaotic was like, look, I don't feel like there's a comparison between Liz and you talking about one of my family members. So yeah, like no, that like no, we not gonna put that on the same level, because it's not. And basically he went on to say that Liz pretty much put it out there that she sort of flirted with him, so he didn't think it was no big deal. He didn't think it was nothing about it. He said that he flirted with Liz in front of in front of Prince. So, well, Bobby too. He said at the cookout, and they were all at the cookout. So he was like, I don't understand what the problem is. And then, of course, Prince got loud and started talking about, I ain't got no fear in my heart. I thought we was friends. Chaotic like, we ain't friends. We was co-workers that was getting to know each other. We wasn't friends. He said, well, we was hanging together every day. Chaotic was like, he was like, I don't know you. We ain't been through nothing. We don't have no history together. We not friends. He was like, we was getting to know each other. He said, but we co-workers. So I don't owe you nothing. I said, see, Chaotic is a comedian, and he funny, and all of the above. But at the end of the day, Chaotic is a street dude. And that's not who you want. Prince, that's not who you want. And Chaotic basically told him, that's okay. Keep that same energy when I see you. Just keep that same energy. It's good. It's cool. I ain't tripping. Keep that same energy. I said, ooh. I don't think that's that smoke you want, Prince. Prince told me, I ain't scared. I don't have no fear in my heart. He was like, he might jump me. He might beat my ass, but I ain't going to be afraid of him. I ain't going to be afraid of him. And somebody once told me, fear ain't never stopped no ass whooping. Because that used to be my favorite line. I ain't scared of you. I ain't scared of you. And somebody said that to me one time. You being afraid or not ain't never stopped the ass whooping. I said, oh. What they talking about? Oh. So, I don't know about that one. But, Chaotic, you was still a kind of a cruddy dude, though. But it sounded to me like Prince, I don't know. I don't really have an opinion about it one way or the other. Because Chaotic was hitting on everybody. He, we know the Chaotic don't have no cut cards. But he definitely felt like there was an opening there with him. That way he felt like he wasn't being disrespectful, like coming at Prince's girl. And I do think that was a little disrespectful. But I like Chaotic, and Prince ain't really, don't really do a whole lot for me. So maybe that's my own bias. Alright, so the most exciting part of this episode was this little piece right here where they did the whole JoJo, Amara, Tip got involved, Bobby situation, Shay. Here's the thing. And here's where people be vindicating Shay. Because people be on the show, people be trying to act like Shay is crazy and she come off as this crazy woman scorned or this crazy woman. And then they get on these reunions and people vindicate what she said. Shay said from the very beginning, we were building a friendship. We had hung together. We had been at each other's house. We had gone to events together. We weren't the best of friends, but I thought we were building towards a friendship. I thought we were moving in that direction. And then she just ghosted me, and I didn't understand why until I found out she was hanging out with Pleasure. She said, and I wasn't even tripping. She said, I'm not even mad at Pleasure. She said, I'm not even tripping off of them messing with each other. I'm coming at it from the point of view of if you were my girl or me and you were trying to build a relationship, what's up with that? And why you being sneaky about it? Just come right out with it. Now, first of all, JoJo got played by Shay. Because then JoJo had to admit, well, we were building a friendship. And Shay was like, that's all I was saying from the beginning. And see, JoJo was trying to make it seem like Shay was crazy. We wasn't friends. I don't know what she talking about. That's what she talking about. Now, all of a sudden, that we back on the reunion, now you can admit the situation. Then, they asked Pleasure about it, and Pleasure was like, we was never dating. He was like, we hung out a couple of times, but she wasn't never that wasn't no boyfriend-girlfriend situation. He was like, so, I didn't even know that her and Shay were friends, so how did I do anything wrong? And that's when Shay was like, I don't have no beef with him. He didn't do anything wrong. My problem was never with Pleasure. I think it was a little bit with Pleasure, but for the purposes of this, she was. And JoJo, again, JoJo sitting there she was just looking stupid the whole time, looking stuck, right? Looking stuck. So she came at JoJo. Then, somehow or another, Tip got involved. When I say Tip tore JoJo as a new one, honey. One thing about Tip holds on to a lot of stuff. She really try to go along with the get along, but when she don't like you, she don't like you. And when she don't like you, but she come at it with facts. She don't be on that I don't like you just because I don't like you type shit. She be like, I don't like you because X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D. And I feel like, even though she ain't crazy about Amara, I like Amara, but I feel like when she says it, I give it more validity because she don't beef with a lot of people. You know what? Does that make sense? Somebody that usually gets along with people, when she don't get along with you, it really make you go do a double take and be like, so-and-so don't like you? So-and-so like everybody. Like me and my best friend. Growing up, I ain't like no damn body. And everybody knew it. I was the evil one. I was the mean one. She, though, on the other hand, was everybody's friend. Everybody was cool with her. And people used to be like all the time, how the hell are y'all friends? And But if she didn't like you or she had a problem with you, you had to kind of question something and be like, damn, what I'm doing wrong? Because she like everybody. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel about Tip. So the whole situation came up. And Amara explained herself again. She said, what hurt me, I don't expect nothing from Bobby. Because me and Bobby don't have no friendship. Me and Bobby, she was like, he's a snake, he's this, he's that. She was like, but JoJo, you were my friend. So I ain't acting like you can't be friends with Bobby. But if you can't be friends with Bobby and still defend me or still be my friend, then that's the problem. And I think it came off a little wrong in that scene where she was crying and was like, but you were my friend. I think it came off a little dramatic. But I think the point that she was making on the episode was valid to say, look, I don't care about you hanging out with Bobby, but don't hang out with Bobby at my expense. Don't let him talk shit about me, especially somewhere as public as the VMAs, and he talking about something, she's a fake phony, da-da-da-da-da, and you laughing about it. Like, at a certain point, stop it. So then Veronica Vega got into it and talked about how much she didn't like JoJo. By the time it was over, when I say everybody except for Bobby had something to say about JoJo, well, not everybody, which I know what I'm talking about because Trina ain't gonna never say nothing. But for the most part, everybody was talking about, JoJo this, JoJo that. Even Prince got into it and was like, well, I've known JoJo longer than anybody on this stage. And even she sort of, kind of turned on me a little bit when she was going back and forth talking about some Prince is using Bobby and Prince is just using Bobby to get into the club and this, that, and the other. And Amara, the whole situation with her practicing voodoo or Santa, I don't want to say it wrong. Y'all know what I'm saying. Bobby even broke it down that it was this type of religion, that type of religion. Like, he even broke it down. But what he did do is he apologized to Amara. And he said, I was wrong. Like, I bought into it. I entertained it. And I was wrong for doing that. Like, that was something serious. And I should have never put that on you. And, Amara was like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm so mad. I don't even know what to say about that situation. Because at the end of the day, you know me. You know me. Like, even though we might not be friends, for you to think that I put some roots on you. And when I say they broke that shit all the way down and was explaining what this religion does and that religion does and this and that and that and that and that and this, that, and the other. And so then Nina gonna say, well, JoJo, with all that information, do you believe that Amara put roots on you? She gonna say, well, I mean, once you say all of that, no. And y'all know, if y'all was looking at my reviews, y'all know how I felt about that whole storyline. Like, I felt like that whole storyline was fucking disrespectful anyway. But when I say Tip gave it to JoJo, she was like, I tried to make up with you for Bobby's sake, and it wasn't no damn voodoo. She was like, God just don't like ugly, and that was what that was. Like, you was just getting karma on your ass. So no, this didn't have nothing to do with, voodoo and all of that. So then they went to Veronica and was like, when Bobby was trying to make up, Veronica was like, I wiped my with that bitch. I was like, oh my gosh. But basically, she was like, there's nothing she could say for me to make up with her. There's nothing she could do for me to make up with her. Like, I no. Like, I wish she would have gone along and done the charity fight because I was ready to whip her ass. I said, well, damn. What is JoJo doing to these? Like, it's got to be more going on that's, like, not happening on screen because people was pissed. Now, I was almost feeling sorry for JoJo until Nina asked her something. I don't remember what Nina asked her, but I know her answer didn't have shit to do with the question. But JoJo gonna say, well, but I don't want to tell too much of Bobby's business. Bobby, do you mind? Bobby gonna say, I don't care. I'm an open book. You can go ahead and say whatever. She gonna say, well, Bobby's in love with Prince. Bobby was like, whoa, what? And first of all, we know Bobby's in love with Prince, so let's not. Bobby is in love with Prince. That doesn't mean Prince is in love with Bobby back, but Bobby is definitely in love with Prince. And so of course then they had to address that, and Bobby was like, I got love for Prince, but I'm not in love with Prince. But everybody talking about Bobby and Prince this and Bobby and Prince that. So no, it's not that I love. But of course, everybody is looking at her like, why in the hell would you say that? Like, it's why would you put that out there, especially if that was your friend and he confided that in you? It didn't even match the question. Like, I don't even remember what Nina asked, but it didn't have shit. Oh, I think it was, she asked Bobby, why were you trying to get JoJo, everybody to make up with JoJo or something like that? What they got to do with Bobby being in love with Prince? Anyway, if I was Bobby, that'd have been the last day me and you was friends. I mean, it's just I don't know. It's just, anyway, so they explored that whole thing. And like I said, I don't think it was anybody on that stage in the audience at home watching it on YouTube in reruns that doesn't believe that Bobby is in love with Prince. And honestly, I don't believe that there wasn't some low down, no down, going down in the hold down between them at one point in time. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. That ain't based in no fact. Ain't nobody told me nothing. I don't have no videotape. But the two of them just, I done already said it. I'm not going to sit here and rehash the whole thing again. Gunplay and Kiara. I think that's a wrap. Now, Amara La Negra. I don't know what this is about you keep popping in people's DMs. Now, you said you went into Gunplay DM because Julian wanted his phone number. You mean to tell me that Julian is a manager, he been managing people for 10, 15 years, and he got 4 or 5 people that we know of on that? He got 4 or 5 people just connected to Love and Hip Hop Miami that he represents, and ain't nobody else have Gunplay number? That you had to go into that man DMs and ask him for his number, and then for you to say, well, I didn't know he had a girlfriend. He had a girlfriend at the end of last season. What the fuck make you think he didn't have a girlfriend now? I don't, Amara, I like you, and I be trying to work with you, but that one, that's the third person, because the whole JoJo and Shay, I forgot to say that part, but JoJo and Shay, when they were going through their whole little thing, part of it, supposedly Amara went into JoJo's ex-boyfriend's DMs, and and that's what JoJo was really mad at Amara about, and that's when she probably really started talking shit about Amara. And Shay said that. Shay was like, yeah, she said, that's when I called Amara, like, that's when me and Amara got close, because I held on to that secret until she dogged me out. And so, yeah, once she stopped speaking to me and I found out about the whole situation with her and Pleasure, yep, I did call Amara and tell Amara what she said. But I before that, I didn't say nothing, because that's the kind of friend I am. I didn't say shit. So, Amar, I got a problem with that. I don't, stay out of motherfuckers' DMs. I don't know what you need to do. Turn off the notifications, whatever you got to do. Stay out of people's DMs, boo. But as far as Kiara and Gunplay, Kiara was just like, he did some things that I can't forgive, and I'm just better than that. And Gunplay was like, look, at the end of the day, I love you. I've loved you like I haven't loved any other woman, but I can't make you want to be with me. And all I can say is, you made me a better man, and you prepared me for the next woman. I said, oh. And boop. What you gonna say to that? You know, I understand if Kiara can't get past the hurt, she just can't get past the hurt. If he really hurt her to the point where she can't forgive him, then I would much rather her be honest and be fair about it and say, I cannot forgive you, rather than hold him to a standard he can never meet. And they just keep doing this back and forth. I think he sincerely wants to try again. Her beef was never with Amara. Like, Amara was just something to throw into the mix because she was on the show. But he had done some stuff he shouldn't have done with some other females that was a lot more inappropriate. Now, he said it never got physical. I don't know whether it got physical or not, but you know, we've said it before, we could say it a million times. The verbal sometimes can be, or emotional is definitely worse than the physical. So, then they talked about the whole Me Too piece with Jessie Wu and Kitty Cat, Chinese Kitty. Which, I mean, of course, was deep, and it was impactful, and it's going to always take you there. I'm glad that women are sharing their story. I said it before, and I'll continue to say it. You know, when women tell their story, it's automatically well, what were you doing there? What did you have on? How much did you have to drink? Well, you know, didn't he say? What did you expect? Like, it's always a million damn questions instead of, I believe you. You know? So, that was definitely, you know, a great way to sort of end it, because then they kind of did the highlight reel when we got back. And then you know how they always do closing, you know, little closing, go around the room and say what you guys say type of thing. We'll see what happens with the next season. What was it? It was something I was going to say. Dang it. I just remembered and it just went out of my head just that quick. Oh, supposedly Liz is pregnant. Prince's girlfriend, he talking about something, you'll find out if there's a season 3. We're going to find out in a couple of weeks. I mean, if y'all are on social media. But anyway, That's pretty much how it went down, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. That's a wrap for season 2 of Love and Hip Hop Miami. I don't know if we're gonna get a season 3 the way they rushed us through season 2. I don't know if we're gonna get a season 3 shit. Let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.